The following program contains mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised.
Many families have skeletons in their closets, but our guest Michelle faced something much, much darker. In September of 1994, Michelle Murphy's 3.5-month-old son is found dead, his throat slit. Michelle confesses to the crime, is arrested, and found guilty of murder. She receives a life sentence without the possibility of parole. But in Michelle's case, things aren't always what they seem.
I was a 17-year-old mother of 2. My daughter was 2 years old at the time, and my son was 3 months old. It was summertime, and it was pretty hot. We would all sleep downstairs because the AC upstairs did not work any longer. I don't remember exactly what time it was that I woke up. The sun wasn't up yet, and the light was on in my living room, and my front door was open, and my head hurt severely. I looked to check on my kids, and my son was gone. I went to go through the kitchen to go out the back door to get help, and he was laying in the kitchen floor in a puddle of blood. I remember going to the police station, and I was put into a small room. There was a officer that would come in and just yell at me, and that if I would just admit that I did it, then they'd get me help and I would go home. I kept telling him I didn't do this. There's no way I would ever hurt my kids. This happened for like, I think, 8 hours. If I ever wanted to see my daughter, that I needed to just say I did this. And I could go home and I could see my little girl. And in time, I was just like, you know what? I just want out of this room. And I just want to see my little girl. I wanted to make sure she was okay. And I haven't seen her since that day. I was browbeaten and guided into making a confession in order to see my daughter. They gave me a life without parole sentence. It took us 16 years to find an attorney to take my case on and start the process to bring me home. And it took them 4 years in order to get me home. They found 2 types of DNA at the crime scene. One of them obviously was my son's DNA, and the other was the perpetrator, and it was not my blood type. On February 18th, I left prison. I met Jason at the Innocence Project Gala in 2015.
I've been working with the Innocence Project now for almost 25 years. I'm the founding board member. Michelle was the first female DNA exoneree from Oklahoma. After Michelle's exoneration, the judge said, through tears, that in his 40-plus years on the bench, this was the worst miscarriage of justice that he had ever seen. Imagine that.